3rd at 9:18. Secretary Treasurer, Eleanor, please roll call.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. District 1,
Here.
District 2, District 2. District 2 is not present. District 3.
Here.
The Secretary Treasurer is here, Mr. Chairman.
We do have a quorum. I guess one of the things that I want to add to the agenda was like the personnel flow.
And we have a number of, those forms to be signed by council, so we just do an executive session on that.
So we'll just put in the executive session with personnel, memo / our business, so I know there's memo pertaining to hiring authority, so I think that we'll discuss that in executive about, I think it kind of migrated over to gaming now. So we kind of want to discuss that too. So. 'Cause I think we need to kind of look at our hiring process, both government and gaming, to make sure that it meets, so it doesn't interfere with our business. So I think it's important that we kind of put those in there. I mean, those are something that we can probably get through this, so. And since today's a special meeting, our agenda is kind of small. We have a certain things on some of the executive stuff. And just giving our constituents kind of an overview of what we're doing today. We're going over our enrollments in the executive session, of course, personnel stuff will be in executive. And we will have one of our directors here, Monica, will be here to talk about conservation officers and, of course, all the signature stuff that we have to go through, all the contracts with wells and sewers and IHS. And so we have a lot of stuff that we have to sign, like weekly stuff, so. For us, to be productive as a RBC, this is what we have to do together, to work together. So I think it's important that we keep doing this. And I think we have some guests here that want to talk about something, I guess, after we get into the agenda that we'll announce them. Okay. All right, so. You get a chance to look at Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about personnel stuff in the executive session.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Ray, second. Second by Humsey, all in favor? Okay. We don't have no meetings at this time. Reports, no reports. I know calendar review, Randy wanted to discuss John Harrington's cancellation and rescheduling.
Yes, Mr. Chair, there's been quite a few requests for calendar items here. Commissioner of Public Safety, we're supposed to have a government-to-government consultation, but because of the incoming weather, the state patrol canceled and grounded all of their flights. So the commissioner was supposed to be flying up this morning, so he canceled today, and he will be in the area on the 12th. So he's looking, and has asked if he could reschedule to the early afternoon on the 12th. And as that date gets a little closer, I can reach out to his liaison and lock in some dates, or some time, I should say. And I'm guessing probably shortly after lunch.
Good with you guys.
Yeah, the afternoon. Mr. Chair, DOT is requesting a meeting with the RBC sometime next week in regards to the Highway 200 project. And it's to them, it's imperative that they have this conversation so that they're at that point now of planning and moving forward. So they need to meet with us, and they're asking for about 2 hours. I know on the calendar, it's tentatively scheduled for 1 p.m. on Monday. For midnight, yeah, on the 4th. If that would work, I'll make contact with them and secure that. DHS, I had a call with Fern the other day, and the commissioner of DHS will be up in Leech Lake on the 14th in the morning and would like to meet with us in the afternoon. I know they're asking for a long day, but they would like to meet have a meeting from 3 to 5, and then from 5 to 7 we could do supper. And I recommended that maybe we meet at the casino, and then during supper we can have some of the conversation that we don't hammer out in the first 2 hours of the government-to-government consultation. This will be their official consultation with us. That would be on the 14th from 3 p.m. to about 7 p.m. And if approved, we'll make arrangements for some type of a dinner or meal up there.
This would be a shooting star?
Yes.
Shooting star or inside?
Oh, that's shown to Leech Lake.
No, they're gonna be in Leech in the morning, and then in the
Oh, so
afternoon
they're
they'll
gonna-
come over to
okay.
us. Yeah, if they wanna do that government-to-government consultation. Somewhere either on the 21st, 22nd, or the 25th, the Commissioner of Commerce would like to meet with RBC for a government-to-government consultation. And on those days, they're looking to start at about 12:30 on either one of those days. So the 21st would be a Thursday. I think Friday, it looks like we have a regular RBC meeting on that day. And then the 25th would be a Monday.
Oh, the DHS, Al, is that gonna, you're still in TBIC, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm heading to TBIC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm scheduled for that. A question for the council, as I have to prepare the public notice, as soon as we're on calendars, where's the next meeting going to be?
I know,
Well,
there's 4 designated areas. I think we went to,
there's Whited, Pine Point, Rice Lake, and Maple Lodge.
And I,
Up to the council on the next place to be considered. So
so,
if you want to do Iron Range or Cass Lake or Urban, it's
well, I
your guys'
requested
decision.
Maria to put together a possible calendar
Yeah.
for the year, so I can put it in the newspaper so travel members know where we're gonna be from month to month, because we're meeting monthly, so. If we can get that maybe approved at whenever our next meeting is. But I need to know where our next meeting's gonna be so I can get that notice ready.
so next one was scheduled for what then?
You're in White Earth. it would have been Pine Point. However, our schedule got,
So then what's after Pine Point?
then
Rice
it
Lake.
would be Rice Lake.
Okay, which of Rice Lake then?
Rice Lake.
And then we'll get a calendar ready for you
Yes.
guys too, so.
Yeah.
22nd.
So, due to the construction in Pine Point, that's kind of
Rice Lake?
threw us off
Yep, 22nd.
having no place.
When is it?
So it looks like 22nd.
22nd because of the holiday?
The holiday.
Is that okay with everyone? Or do you want to meet on the 29th, the holiday?
They're gonna change that game commission.
Probably the 22nd.
22nd? Okay.
So then do you want to do this
Commerce.
consultation with the Department of Commerce on the 25th? On Monday rather than the day before the
RBC.
RBC meeting?
Yeah, let's say so.
It's always pretty busy the day before an RBC.
So it would
What do you
be,
think, yeah?
Sounds fine with me.
on the 25th, they're looking at times 12:30 to 2 p.m. I'll schedule that for here. Then the last date that I have is, actually there's a couple of them, but we're looking out towards December. I'm trying to look in the Commissioner of Natural Resources and Commissioner of Pollution Control. They're looking at December 5th for a date. Like I say, I have to lock in the times yet, so that's just, once we get a little closer, I'll bring that up for calendar review, so. And those are the only dates that I had, and I know Barb Brody will want to meet with us in December sometime too, so. I think Bill Hawes would like to join that conversation when Barb's here, just to sit down and just go over some legislative issues, so.
It'd be nice to hear from those guys, because I know some of the stuff that they're waiting to hear from us is on some of that land transfer stuff, so. I know there's some stuff in Congress and the Senate that they're kind of, they don't know what to do either, because I know the tribes are kind of, some tribes are opposed to it, and, you know, some are for it, so right now it's kind of like a heated thing at the TBC level. I think it's important that, you know, we stay focused and keep our ground what we want to do, and
Public Safety Commissioner. He'll be done. And then Human Services will be here at later from 3 to 7.
next up on the agenda is the Regional Native Public Defender Corporation.
With that, Mr. Chair, I can brief on that, is that annually we donate $40,000 to them. They're asking for an additional $10,000 because they hired they contracted with some attorneys that are experienced and they want more money. Now, I had asked down in the legal department, is that something good for us or not? But what I was told is that we don't get much presentation from them in our area. Bemidji and Cass Lake, that's where their office is at in Cass Lake. They get a lot of representation from them over there. So it would be up to the RBC if we want to donate or add another $10,000 to the $40,000 already donated.
I had like two people that come to me just in that tenant housing, so I just refer them to Honor Sonalic, you know, I think that's something that we utilize them, I think I utilize them as,
Yes.
you know, for resources that I outsource our constituents, our membership to get legal help. And I'm not sure where else that would come from if we didn't have that service here, so.
ALS does cover that area. Regional Native handles the criminal defense attorneys. So there's two different, the housing is all civil, and ALS does a lot of work down here for us.
So what are they asking for?
An additional 10,000.
Yeah,
We give them 40.
We give them 40 already, they're just asking for the additional 10 grand.
represent our people.
They do, yeah.
They do a lot of work over in Cass Lake and Bemidji's.
Other castle.
And every once in a while, they'll come around here if they're needed for criminal defense.
I think they have an office down in our.
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, do?
Yeah, they do, but there's nobody, they'll use it when they have to, when they're in the area. They share an office with ALS.
You know, they depend, Detroit, they start their county,
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, they work in Vander, on Omen, Clearwater. So they do service quite a big area.
So what do you guys feel about that? You guys have a motion to approve the $10,000 increase for new hires?
Yeah, well, they're not new, they're just well-experienced attorneys.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Umsey, second. Second by Kathy, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next one is the land resolution for Jacob.
All right, so I got the agendas here.
Oh, thank you. He changed the date.
Yeah, this is just from last week. This- Just the agenda.
Alright. Alrighty, so we have some home site resolutions for, how do you guys wanna do it? Just go with all home sites at once, or? Okay. So we have Fawn Weaver and she's getting a new site. Kind of by Bass Lake Road. We have Fawn Weaver, new site, and then Francis Dean Bellinger got a relinquishment from the son for his place. And then Sue Lattimore purchased Michelle Gwynn's trailer and relinquished. Linda Rhodes purchased Antoinette Visner's place in White Earth here. And Sheldon Burnett purchased Alan Beaupre's trailer by Net Lake.
Is this okay with live stream?
Oh.
These names?
Typically, we don't like to,
I suppose you could just talk about some of the, how do you think?
I don't.
You can just go through like we're mentioning the names. You can say number one, number two, number three. Yeah.
Okay.
For the next one, I guess, since you're already. So District 2, the motion for District 2 approval. Motion by Kathy, second.
Aye.
Second by Alan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. District 3,
Motion.
motion. I guess we were probably doing this backwards, but I'm saying that, so. For home sites, motion by Kathy, second by Amzi, all in favor? Motion carries for home sites. Okay, Lake Shore, for the three on Lake Shore, there's all three are in District 3.
Yep, so they're all District 3. So number 1 is adding someone to theirs, no change. Number 2 is a renewal, everything will stay the same. And number 3 is a cancellation, can't afford it. Decided to cancel it. Behind quite a bit.
Motion.
Decided to cancel.
Motion by Amzi, second.
Second.
Second by Ray, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Residential,
Alright, number 1 is cancellation due to deceased. And then number 2 is taking over that one, family member. Grandson, I believe.
Motion.
Once again, all 3, District 3.
motion by Amzi, second.
Second.
Second by Ray, all in favor? Motion carries. Recreational permit,
Number 1, District 2, hunting cabin. Is that it for?
motion by Kathy, second. Second by Ray, all in favor? Motion carries. The last one is, snowmobile permits.
So that's the,
Motion?
had them forever, so. Yep, so all four.
They're all just 2 or 3 are District 2 and one's, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Motion by Kathy, second by Zeke. All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you, Jacob.
You which?
I mean, should we wait for Shannon or should we take care of these individuals? I know, Leonard, we're gonna talk about homelessness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can talk about homelessness now.
Okay, during campaigning, I hear many people talk about our elders and how we're supposed to take care of our elders. That's the main thing I always hear. Now, there's an elder in Rice Lake, homeless, raising 3 grandchildren, just like everybody else is. She's living in a condemned house. I got her out of that house. I told her a couple days to get out of that house. The house reeks with these fuel oil, holes in the walls. Here's the water. I encourage anybody to take a sample here, Ray. This is your district. This is what these kids are drinking. You test this water, you'll find human waste in there. I guarantee you that. I walked on that house to try to find a holding tank where the waste goes. I found the drain field, but not the holding tank. And I remember 30 years ago in Rice Lake, those homes up there were covered with their holding tanks where it wasn't drained. My cousin Calvin Thompson lived in one. It took 4 or 5 3-gallon buckets to flush the toilet. That's how long it took. Now what I'm asking is this woman, before I leave here, you told her to go talk to housing, but that was a wrong thing, Ray. The thing was, let's see what we could do to help you out right away. This is an emergency here for these kids. She moved in with her daughter, and they're sleeping like cordwood over there. Now, we got houses here that are boarded up, and some of them don't need much work to have people brought in. So what I'm asking is what can we do in an emergency situation to get this woman into a home? Now, does anybody want to sample this? What her kids even refuse to drink? This is what we talk about, and it's never acted on.
Have you had it tested?
No, but you want to take a drink, Bumpsy?
Well, no, I don't wanna take a drink, because I don't know where it came from, but.
It comes from that home.
You should have it, they can have it tested.
Which one is it, Leonard? The one that we discussed on the Friday meeting, or
Pardon me?
which house is it? The one that we discussed at the Friday
Yeah,
meeting?
right, it's condemned.
Okay, I talked to her yesterday, and she is moving out. Yes, I am trying to get her into a different place.
You are trying to
But
do
it
that.
takes time, Leonard. I told you that. It takes time. Things don't happen overnight. And I told her, get in, put in an application. So I told her that 6 months ago, 7 months ago, put in an
But I
application.
understand that.
I can't put an application for it.
I know, I
can't.
understand that. Okay, here's the thing is, Ray, but when people go to housing, it's so easy for them to say, and this woman's so intimidated, so easy. It's so easy for them to say, well, I'm sorry, we're filled right now, come back later. But that ain't, this is an emergency situation, there's grandchildren. Okay, let's stick to our words here on taking care of our elders. That's all I'm asking. What can we do before I leave here to find a home for her? Oh, she live anywhere but Pine Point, she don't know nobody there. But there's gotta be something here that we can get her into that doesn't take much work to fix up. What can we do?
And that is a private home. Just so
Okay,
you know,
well, let's,
that is
all right, it's a private home, let's go look for a travel home then.
renovation, but I just talked to her yesterday.
Yeah, I understand you, I know, Ray.
So I'm on.
Hey, Ray, I'm not getting on you,
Well, it
okay?
sounds like you are.
No, I'm
I
not,
don't
Ray.
appreciate it.
I'm not.
I tell people
I'm
what
not
to
getting
do.
on,
I
Ray.
can't.
Okay, let's leave it go at that right now.
Okay, we'll work in that.
Okay. McGuich, I really appreciate that here.
What's
You
her
know?
name now? One
Ellen?
last thing I'd like to say too, when she moved into this
Right.
house, there was no water.
You know, just.
It was holding to flush a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know when the septic was pumped last. Then to find out it was supposed to be condemned. You know,
And that septic, it's supposed to run into this other one. There's 3 places there, and from my understanding, they all run into the same sewer.
and she had to pay for the fuel oil.
Yeah.
And she even had to pay $500 for rent. And who's the owner of the home?
Janelle Quinn,
Oh, she does own it?
they never got divorced when they were married, so the daughter was supposed to get it, in the end, ended up her getting it because she was the last.
Yeah, I've been worried because I don't know where she's gonna.
I talked to her yesterday,
Funds.
to make a lease with her, and that I would help her out getting a lease. But I told her if I was there, I would get out of there, and I am.
Yeah, whatever you can do, Raymond.
I am in the
He's in a dire situation right now. And not only that, but some of the things that she was given from a shooting star had bed bugs in it.
Yes, ma'am. I
I
couldn't
wanted
believe
to
that.
bring you guys, up, like, these situations that you're talking about. We're actually working on a commission, an elders commission, that we're calling it extenuating circumstances, program, which would set aside a budget each year for each district to be able to help elders with these specific issues that you're just bringing up. And then we're also putting provisions in there for, on-call emergencies. So if there's like a storm that comes through and, you know, a tree falls down in their yard, well, you don't want an elder out there cutting up a tree and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where we could have day workers go out there and help those guys. And so we're working on that resolution right now, and we're hoping to get it passed. But as the chair and I, we were just talking about, we'll follow up with that elder, because there are resources in
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
that downstairs, because there are children involved.
Yeah.
And because this is being live streamed, I don't want to respect their privacy.
Yeah.
It'll be addressed, yeah, because this is being live streamed, so
But I have
I
sent
don't wanna
her, I have sent her
expose
the
those
program,
minors.
and they told her, no, we can't help you. And that's where I get stuck, because my job is to send these people to who they're supposed to get help from. When they walk in, they say, no, we can't help you. Then they come back at me. So some of these programs, you either gotta get on them or get them money to help them, because my job is to direct them to where they're supposed to go. And when I do that, then they call me and say, why did they do that? No, they told me to do it. They'll get on it and nothing ever happens. But I think I'm gonna start getting things in writing so that I can see that this director turned down this and that, because that's what it's gonna take. I mean, I can't go back and get on somebody that I don't have the proof of, except verbally. If they've told me, well, they can't help them. I don't understand why.
The email chain's probably the best way to follow up.
Well, emails, they don't even work. They can delete those. I want something in writing from the director.
Yeah, they'll write it down and they'll send it, that's where you get the dates.
Thank you for your time, I really
Thank you, Leonard. I
appreciate it.
appreciate that.
Yeah, and you know,
Are you gonna take the water and have it sampled?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
That is a,
again, you know, I really appreciate you guys at the TAC meeting about the white earth ain't for sale, you know. Take care, guys.
Good slogan, I think the slogan. What do you think for sale?
actually a house to it. It's a private house.
That's actually.
And there's three houses, and they got this sewer all tied into one, you know. So it plugs up, they don't get in, because it's plugged from here to the top of the hill over there, the sewer from that house. And it's gotta run that far.
Grace next. Yeah, Grace is here to talk about BG Radio and a request back a few meetings ago that they're requesting for additional funding.
Yeah, for sponsorship for, we were asking for 2,500. I'm not sure when the last time White Earth has sponsored Meiji Radio,
It was like 4
or
years
how
ago.
much it was for.
And she was told to go to the donations committee, but I don't think that's above their cap, so. I know me and Al were gonna be interviewing on there, I think, in the near future, and in the past, we have sponsored them before, so.
And I know Margaret had reached out to us a while back there, and we asked the communications team to talk with them. The only feedback that they had provided, and this is honest feedback, was that, it was the reach. I think they were discussing the reach of the radio, but my feedback to them was it's a tribal radio station, you know what I mean? That's where a lot of our people listen to this radio program. And so I was like, it's $2,500. I mean, that's not asking for a lot.
No, and we have been live broadcasting the TEC quarterly meetings, delegate meetings, and that way through our website, if our tower is even down, many of our tribal members that can't make it to these meetings have been streaming either through Facebook or through our DG Radio website or through tuning in to 89.9. But we have been having issues with the tower that we're renting from, and in the future, we would like to raise funds to build our own tower on the reservation, in the heart of the reservation, so that we can reach the full capacity of our reservation here. But right now, it's been really hard with the tower rental because of the maintenance issues and being held accountable for maintenance issues when we're renting, and it's just been a huge struggle for us. And so we're hoping to get our own tower in the future, but we'd like to.
And I also like that news story they put out on you guys, recently, Bemidji and all that. That was just really good.
Yeah, that really circulated. I didn't expect it to
That
circulate.
was a good story.
Can I make that motion to?
Motion by Kathy to provide funding for DG radio, $2,500.
I'll second.
Second by Humsey, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And will he put,
Thank you.
let me put you in there.
Yeah. First time ever. That's good.
She wants to know your last name and spelling.
Roberts.
Oh, Robert, okay. Robert, something easy for you.
Roberts.
They'll give me a Coca-Cola bottle and throw some in there. Shake it up.
I guess we can kind of jump down again, down to new business again. We could talk about maybe the city of Callaway letter, trying to buy these are giving money to buy our land.
Isn't this supposed to be an executive session too?
Do you think this should be an executive or what?
No, she's
talking about behavioral
health.
Oh, yeah.
My only feedback for that one, Mr. Chair, from the Callaway, is I don't know what the facility is. It'd be nice to get like a report from land or somebody to let us know what it actually is, you know. What it's worth and all that.
I gave it to Heather yesterday, but I'm not sure if she had time enough to,
I could follow up with that. So what you're looking for there?
I would just like to know, well, property description and what it's worth and all that, and what it's been used for.
I think we have something. Williams in there.
Enrollments and got it here ready.
Okay.
Morning, everyone.
Well, I think here we have to go into, so we'll table the Callaway.
You ready?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I noticed in the executive session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do one of these on land.
I'm not sure.
They have